I don't expect to see you every time I go to Sobeys anymore, or to see the Polymer Palomoon tattooed Joker I made for your 19th birthday in any of the selfies on your story. Mine is an art portfolio now. Is it this one? Okay, not even think that's one.
Fuck?
Is it power?
My
No.
Wi-Fi's not on. Can you get a signal?
No!
No?
Oh, it's fine, it auto-saved. Don't worry too much.
Did you lose your Wi-Fi?
I think the power's out.
I lost a...
Completely.
What is happening?
It's not even like a regular power outage.
No, that's different. That's weird.
Do we like, are there any tech people here or anything, do you think?
I think AD's here.
Yeah, he's definitely in his office. I don't know if he'll open the door and
Well,
talk
how
to us,
about
but.
you go first and I'll follow at a safe distance.
Okay.
Yeah, let's do that.
Yeah. Never seen anything like it. It's not even...
Just knock. Just knock.
He's not gonna answer.
He might. Like, this is a problem.
See?
Hello?
Hello?
Hi, I'm so sorry. I'm like right in the middle of a meeting with the new residency
okay, we just-
person. Is there an
Wait,
emergency?
the new residency person? Like the sci-fi residency?
Yeah, the
Thing
same
that
one
we're all
that.
here for?
Yeah, we're
Yeah,
just going
great.
over everything really quickly, and
Great,
then you'll all be able to meet,
Well,
and
we
it'll be
actually,
awesome.
like, we haven't had everything gone over with us really
Yeah.
quickly, so
Yeah.
maybe we could all do that together.
Just do it once. And be
Also, do we
like-
have power in there? Because we don't have
Yeah.
power
No,
in here.
no, there's no power in here. No, it's been out for I don't know, 10, 20 minutes. It's been a while,
We
for
don't
sure.
have
Oh, okay.
Wi-Fi either, and also
Yeah, that
we're
would be the
clearly
power.
lit
Yeah.
Yeah.
by lights.
By lights.
So we
But
can't
it's
get
the
any work
emergency
down
light, you know?
up
It-
here, and in there is the people we're supposed to be getting work done with.
Hmm.
Yeah.
We
so
also
maybe
seem
we
to have power in there, so it seems to me like the best use of everyone's time is if we go right in there.
Can
Agreed.
we
Which you would think, except that it's kind of like integral to the onboarding process that I get this time with our
But
last
you know,
artist,
a lot
and
of other
then we'll
things
be able
were
to come
also
together
integral
as
to the
a group.
process that
Right.
just
Yeah.
didn't happen.
Yeah,
so,
absolutely.
you know,
Yeah.
I think we can cut corners because we're already
I
doing
feel
I
it.
think so too.
Yeah,
That would
yeah.
be really good.
I don't know if this is a
If we could
corner
just-
we really
just-
should cut, you know?
Yeah, let's
I-
just
I
go.
feel
I
like-
think we should just
I don't know if
I
that-
think we should just do
Let's
I
that.
think
Well-
we're just gonna go in.
Yeah, let's just
Okay, but
And
this,
what
I'm
is
sure, I mean,
fucking
that?
brain.
so.
What is that?
Where did you
Everyone,
get
I'd
this?
like you to meet the Nesting Mind Collective, the last
No.
artist for
No.
your sci-fi residency.
No,
This is
And
that's not.
so Nesting Mind
that-
will
This is like
be
a joke, right?
here, I assume, until they're not, to do the
Oh.
residency. And
That's really useful information. Thank
yeah,
you.
you're
What?
welcome.
Yeah.
I know. I'm sure you're all as excited as I am
I feel like
to get things rolling and started.
How
so
do we start anything with that? It's not anything. It's
Well, I
just like
think
a
that's
single-
really the
like
goal
a
of the
wall.
artist to discover, you know, to get in there and really dig those
You know, I think
those
it was
sci-fi
your role to
stories
figure
out.
this
So
residency a bit more. I don't
This
know.
is
so
great.
I'll leave you to it. And I'll be back to check in when your presentations are due on
Leave us
Friday.
to like
So,
literally what? What do you mean?
Have a great time, guys. See ya.
I think I'm gonna throw up.
Hey, Nesting Mind Collective, play Dancing Queen by ABBA.
I don't think it's like Siri. It's not giving me Siri vibes.
It's like pulsating.
Okay, I will stop poking you.
Okay, I'm sorry. Yes, that was kind of rude.
So I thought that we would start with like a warm up to get our juices flowing. Creative juices. Where do they flow from and
They
to?
are metaphorical.
Gross. So if I was writing, I would do that. That's boring to watch though. So we'll skip to the good part. So pretend that I've already written this because I have. And we're gonna just do a first read. I like to hear the stuff I've written. Why? It really helps to get a different perspective. Just gets you out of your head, helps you kind of make sure you hit the beats and make sure words aren't clunky coming out of the mouth, that kind of thing. Do you want to read one part and I'll read the other? Sure. We shouldn't be here. This is dangerous. This is reckless. This is the candy convention. Not any candy convention. This is the biggest candy convention on the Eastern Seaboard. This seems like it shouldn't be legal. All this sugar in one place at one time. Lizzie, keep your voice down. We're trying to be discreet. Can't let anyone see us here. No one can recognize us. Us, the authors of the New York Times bestseller, Sugars for Suckers. You just love saying that, don't you? I mean, it's true, and I love saying it too. Not as much as I love sugar. Obviously same, Sarah. Okay, we've got our master disguises. We have cash only, and we have nothing that could possibly identify us. Wait, Lizzie, I don't think you should go in. Remember what the dentist said? He said I'm half a gobstopper away from needing dentures. He said my soft teeth can't take it. He said a lot of things, Sarah, but I can't let you do that for me. I can't let you go into the belly of the beast alone. We're a team. Right, we're a team. And a big part of being a team is taking one for the team. Sarah, I can't let you go in there. Remember what happened last Halloween after you got into the candy early? I got kicked out of Home Depot. You were wrestling one of the 12-foot skeletons. And I would have won if I hadn't gotten physically removed. And you know who's going to be inside? Every candy mascot there is. Zippy the chocolate squirrel, Honey Bear, and Bozo the wax lips clown. I hate that bastard. Which is why you need me to let me take one for the team. I'll go in, I'll get the goods, not too much, and I'll come right back out. We'll take the stuff to our hotel room and no one will ever know. No way, no way. If you jump, I jump. I'll watch out for your teeth and you can guide me away from the mascots. And if we have a few samples, what's the harm? A little won't hurt us. 15 minutes later, that escalated quickly. So I think this is funny for a variety of reasons, namely that you wouldn't expect two people who had written a book about avoiding sugar to be at a candy convention. That's the joke. Now what do you do? I think about how I can make it better. Is there anything that could be funnier, clearer? Probably. I mean, surely there is. No one writes their best work the first time. There's always something that could be improved on. Exactly, that's why you need revisions. How many do you do? Enough until it's good. How many though? Literally as many as it takes. That sounds grueling. It is grueling, but it's worth it. Why? because good things take time.
You know, it's interesting because I do have memories of others of us, I guess, who had left the hive mind before. But there's always a difference between like remembering something and actually going through it, you know? And I don't think I expected it to feel this lonely or this exciting, you know, just knowing that I'm going through things right now that I'm never going to be able to fully communicate to anyone. Like, it's kind of terrifying, don't you think? Like, is this how you feel just all the time? I mean, no. I mean, kinda. I don't know. I think you get used to it, you know? Like, it can be lonely. But I do think that there are moments, I've had moments where I felt such like a deep sense of connection with another person. And that feeling is so rapturous that I don't think it would be the same if we just could feel that way all the time, you know? I think we would like develop a tolerance to it. I don't know. I think it's just a normal part of being human, you know? You get used to being in a state of flux. I guess I did kind of take that feeling of connection for granted, eh? I don't know. Don't be too hard on yourself. You know, I don't know if it's fair. Like, I mean, it'd be like saying, oh, humans take breathing for granted, you know? And it's like, sure, I mean, maybe if I was like buried under cement by the mob or something, I'd be like, really wish I'd appreciated breathing when I had it. It's awful hard to like go about our lives if we were constantly thinking about our breathing. I will say the first few days in this body, I spent a lot of time just like laying down with my hand on my chest, just like feeling air pass through it. It is kind of a weird sensation. Yeah. After, you know, I guess I've gotten used to it because I don't really think about it that much at all anymore, except for like right now because we're talking about it. It is pretty weird, eh? Do you think that's why you make art? Because I breathe? No, because of that feeling of like wanting to connect with people, wanting that like rapturous feeling of connection. Yeah. I mean, I think that's part of it. I think that there's definitely a sense that like just talking about something can only take you so far. But I think that if that's all there was to it, like, I don't know that art would be the best way to go about that, you know, because there's so much like symbolism and metaphor involved and like interpretation. You know, I think that if it was all about just being understood, we would have like gotten better at talking about our feelings instead of making music about them, you know. Maybe we'd be a hive mind, you know. Personally, I think what I get most out of art isn't meaning or like a deeper understanding of the person who made it. It's like sensuality, you know what I mean? It's like humans, we have 5 senses: sight, smell, touch, tongue, taste, touch, and hearing. 5. And usually art doesn't engage smell or taste, although that would be pretty cool. But anyway, I like sort of being like taken for a ride, you know, and like where the artist sets up expectations that like I don't even realize that I have until they're like broken. You know, I like that. It's like, I kind of like, yeah, like being the artist's bottom, sort of. I don't know if you have bottom and top culture where you're from, but okay, well anyway, it's not important. The point is I try to do that for my audience when I'm performing, you know? So it's like they're trusting me to sort of take them on a roller coaster, you know? Do you know what a roller coaster is? It's like humans will like pay to get inside a car and it goes on a track and it goes like really, really fast and you feel like you're probably gonna die, but you're not. That's the most important thing. You know, if you could actually die, nobody would go on them. But because it's like you can experience that thrill in like a safe place. So yeah, that's what I like. That's the kind of art I like to make. Interesting. I don't think I've ever really experienced anything like that. I mean, before I was me, you know, all of my experiences kind of got filtered through everyone. So it takes a lot to excite, you know, an entire planet's worth of consciousness. So you've never like, okay. There's been a few times where I've been to a concert and I didn't know the artist that was playing, but I walked in and they were just so like incredible and so different from what I was expecting that I just like it felt like time stopped, you know, like it felt like kind of like a dream, but not like less real than real life, like a dream does, you know, it felt like more real than real, like I had ascended, you know, like if I was a religious person, I would say it brought me closer to God. I'm not, so don't tell anyone I said that, but that's what it felt like, you know. You never felt anything like that? There's one time I can think of when we had just responded to a distress call from a ship that was in orbit around a star that was about to go supernova. So we did make it there. We managed to rescue everybody. And just as we were getting out of range, it happened. And the star did go supernova, and we all saw it on our ship's computers. And Keller words are so weird, you know? Like, definitely one of the things I've had to get used to is that, like, if I say the color blue, like, I don't necessarily know that the person I'm talking to is even seeing the same color in their head, you know? But some of these colors, I don't even think there's words for in English. I certainly haven't seen them on Earth. And we all were just overcome with this incredible sense of beauty, you know? We all wept, which I'm sure was very awkward for the people we just rescued. And then we went home, you know, and it's something that I haven't thought about that much because I guess it hasn't really come up. But now that you mention it, I think that's close. First of all, that sounds incredible. Second of all, yeah, that is kind of what I'm trying to describe. You know, and it's weird because it's usually like a communal experience, but at the same time, it feels so like intimate and personal. Yeah, I don't know. That's the kind of art I like, you know, the kind of art I try to make. That sounds amazing, but also exhausting. I mean, yeah, like, okay, so I guess not all the time, right? Because you're right. Like if I was like, oh, I'm gonna make it my life mission to like take people closer to God all the time, like that's that's more like leader of a cult behavior than artist behavior, you know? Sometimes I just do it for fun, you know? Or I'll like write music for my friends as like a gift, or like make weird sounds just to like freak my cat out, you know? I think it can mean different things depending on context, which is one of the things I like about it, you know? I think it is. Yeah. I mean, I guess it makes sense that for me to come here, I had to kind of disconnect myself from the hive mind. So the things that I learn, it makes sense that I wouldn't understand them completely, right? Like I'll probably have to mull on it a bit. Honestly, what I would suggest is if you've never made art before, and you said that you haven't, just like try a bunch of different stuff, you know, different styles of art, different mediums, see what you find enjoyable enough that it's worth like kind of sucking at it for a while. That does sound like good advice. Hey, you know what? That feeling of like rapturous connection you were talking about earlier, I think I felt that a few times during this conversation. For like a few seconds. Yeah, I mean, I think a few seconds is all anyone can expect, really.
Art. Why do we do it? And is this strange for you? Yes, very much so.
Is there anything that we could do to make it less so?
Yeah, we can talk. Can we just try to figure out how we do that?
What would you like me to talk about?
Oh, I mean more like, okay, where did you come from? I mean, I tried asking the artistic director, and, I tried asking them a bunch of things, but now I think even the things that they did tell me probably weren't true. But, yeah, what's your home planet called?
Why would we need to call for it?
Oh, no, I meant more like right now we're on a planet called Earth.
Oh, I see. It is where we begin and where we end. We know it better than anything, so it is the baseline that we can understand everything else through. What we contrast to begin to understand anything we encounter. But no name.
So just home?
Yes. I think that's the closest this language comes to it. What is your home called?
Oh, I don't think I really have one that fits your criteria.
You have more than one home?
You could say that, I guess. Until I was 10, I lived on the whole other side of the planet, and, on Earth, there's big differences between regions. It can feel really massive. And for a long time, that's the only place that I considered home. And then, now there's this sensation that I never really knew it, because the last time I went back, I didn't feel like I belonged there. But the same is true for here.
When I thought about becoming a single consciousness, I think I expected it to feel flat, like everything that I would encounter would just be dull by the fact that I could only see it through my own perspective. Just my own sensory organs receiving stimuli, and from wherever they may happen to be, whatever distance and angle, so many constraints to control what dimensions of it I'm actually able to perceive.
You could always give it a twirl.
A twirl?
Sorry, that was a joke. You know what? I don't even want to call it a joke, because that shouldn't be your baseline for what a joke is. It wasn't very funny. I can do better. Okay, flat?
Oh, no, not at all. The first thing I noticed when I absorbed into this body was how all-consuming everything was. Emotions and physical sensations blend together. It's all very confusing, but it's also the only thing that I feel that I can speak to with authority, even if I don't have a way to convey it to anyone. It's the only thing I know for sure. So not flat, definitely not dull, maybe narrow. I know the word has a negative connotation, especially when it comes to perspective, but it's kind of incredible. Everything is so sharp, intense. I could spend forever just experiencing one person, tracing the grooves in the epidermis of their fingertips until I can recreate their prints from memory. I could peel back the skin and the tissue and spend forever just studying the bones and still know that I don't know anything, because how could I?
Those last couple things you said would bring a coffee house down to their knees, I mean, you don't know. But that's a cool way of looking at it. I think might be what's cool about artistic expression as well. It can only exist, any single piece of art can only exist because of your biases, because of your limitations at the moment of the process, at every moment of the process. I stabbed my hand with a kitchen knife yesterday. It was really sharp. And any art that I create today is gonna be influenced by this thing. Yeah. Would you want to try to create something?